What is holding you back from forgiving him? If you want to be free, why haven't you forgiven him? Because he could not help himself, just as your mother couldn't
Hmm.
help herself, you couldn't help yourself. Why not forgive him so you can be free?
And ladies and gentlemen, that is the $1,000,000 question. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Vessels TV. I'm your host. How y'all doing today? How am I doing? Oh, I'm too blessed to be stressed. I hope y'all doing good and feel that too blessed to be stressed energy. We need everybody in this world to have that same energy because it is beautiful, it's wonderful, and it's peaceful. All right, just like my merch is peaceful. Go and buy some merch. Go and check out the merch on my Etsy shop. I'll leave the link down here. It's in the description. You see stuff floating around. Go get some of that merch, and like, share, subscribe, and comment to this video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We post videos all the time. We got some good stuff, and we want to hear your opinions on the things that we talk about here because it matters. And this conversation right here matters. This is a video, another Jesse Lee Peterson gem. All right, he had a young lady on here. I forget her name. But I'll link the video in the description. It is a great video. It is a great conversation, and there's a topic in it that I pulled, and I really want to talk about briefly with you guys because how I see a lot of things going is that men are demonized in many different ways for the way that they feel, the way that they think, and for the mistakes that they make. And when it comes to women, they can make the same exact mistakes, but people feel compassion for them. People are like, oh, it's okay. She had this and she was living in this circumstance and all that. And it's tough being a man today because of that very thing. And we suffer a lot, and it's suffering a lot of silence because of that. But I want y'all to watch this, and y'all let me know how y'all feel about this.
About again 10 years, and then it was me reconnecting again. So that's what happened in my case,
So
pretty much.
did you ever forgive him for not being around? Did you forgive him?
I'm still on it, I must say. And I know this sounds very unpopular because we hear so much, even from coaches who are much more famous than I am. We often hear, you need to forgive. Forgiving is the only way. This is going to heal and change everything.
Yep.
I actually believe that if it doesn't come naturally, you shouldn't force yourself to say, I forgive you to somebody.
Right.
So I kind of have come to terms.
Which is true. You shouldn't force yourself to forgive somebody. But what you should force yourself to do, and it's not really forcing yourself, but you really should be on a journey to forgiveness. So you need to get yourself in a state where you know and learn how to forgive people for the wrong things that they do, no matter how bad it is, because the forgiveness is for you to be free. It's not for them to be free. So if you have anger or anything towards them, then that's the reason why you not forgiving people and it's holding you back from forgiving people. You need to let that go because forgiveness isn't for you. I mean, for them, it's for you. It's for you. You need to forgive people. The Bible tells us, Jesus told us, God told us to forgive, not to ask for forgiveness. We have to forgive people. So it's for you individually to be free of that pain and that burden of unforgiveness. We need to be forgiven. So if everyone starts thinking like that and starts thinking, okay, so when I forgive them, I'm doing myself a favor. That's a selfish way we can be. That's where I condone selfishness, is that it's for me to be free. It's forgiveness is for me. So, but people, they hold on to this. I'm not ready to forgive you. You don't know what is going to happen next. You don't know if you have tomorrow. Tomorrow doesn't exist. Yesterday doesn't exist anymore. Tomorrow never exists. It's only right now. All we have is today. So we need to start thinking about, wow, I need to forgive, because if I don't have a tomorrow and I didn't forgive, then I'm going to be held accountable on Judgment Day for my unforgiveness. And we need to start forgiving people just for that very fact, that fear of God, that fear of God's wrath. And that's what we call reverence, a healthy fear of God's wrath. That, I don't want to disobey God. I don't want to not do what God is calling me to do or telling me to do and wanting me to do. I want to make sure that I'm aligned with God's will and God's word. And forgiveness is a big thing. So we need to start forgiving. All right, let's keep going.
With the fact that he will never be able to apologize to me or take responsibility, I have no hate in.
See what I mean? She's like, he's never gonna apologize to me and stuff. You don't need people to apologize to you. You need to apologize to people. You need to forgive people, and you need to forgive yourself. All right. These are things that you need to do for yourself. All right. And stop worrying about other people, because you are only in control of your life and whether you get saved and what you're going to be held accountable for on Judgment Day. You're only in control of that, not of somebody else's. So stop worrying about what other people are doing or not doing. Worry about yourself. We need to focus on fixing ourselves and doing the right things ourselves individually. And when everybody is doing that, the world will be in a better place, and the world will be much better. All this craziness and foolishness that's going on around here, people following other people's mess and doing other people's mess and letting other people put mess in their head and being angry about other people and so on stuff. That's the reason why the world is so destructive right now. If we all just focus on ourselves individually and say, I need to be forgiveness, I need to live right by God, I need to do the right things, I need to be realistic, I need to be honest and true to myself, and stop living in a delusional state, in this fallen state. I need to get out of this fallen state and let go of all this delusion. I need to fix myself. If everybody did that, the world would be a better place.
My heart anymore. I have no big anger. And I guess, at some point I'll be able to forgive, I guess. But I don't force myself to do so.
And what is holding you back from forgiving him? If you want to be free, exactly. Why haven't you forgiven him? Because he could not help himself.
Right.
Just as your mother couldn't help herself, you couldn't help yourself. Why not forgive him so you can be free?
That's a good question. Actually, 2 days ago, I was watching a documentary about people who had been very abused in their childhoods. And a lot of them said that they had forgiven their perpetrators because they also had terrible childhoods and probably they were in a similar situation. So I said to myself, I'm actually ready to forgive, but still I don't want to say it or tell him if I feel that it's still not 100% clear. Or
she's dancing around this. She said that she's ready to forgive, but she doesn't want to do it if she's not, I guess she's waiting for a right moment. And all this. You got to forgive. It is true. You forgive the person who perpetrated because maybe they went through something. That's what I tell people all the time. When people are rude to people and they're like, oh, this person gave me so much attitude, they came and they cursed me out and stuff. I always tell people, look, you never know what that person is going through in their life. You never know how their home is, how their home life is, if they're lonely, what they're going through at work. People walk around with their emotions and their baggage and they're upset and they're taking it out on everyone that they come in contact with. But it's not a personal attack on those people. So don't take it personally when someone does something to you. You got to forgive them because you never know what they went through. And if you do know what they went through, then you should have a greater understanding and be easier to forgive them because you're like, I know what you've been through. I forgive you. Let's talk about it, try to work it out and try to find an alternate way to handle these emotions. Let's try to get you through what you're going through. Because I see that you're hurt and you're saying hurtful things. You're doing hurtful things to me. And I don't want you to be hurt. I don't want to get hurt by you. And I don't want you to continue being hurt. So let's work through this hurt. I forgive you. Let's work from here. All right. But notice how she says, this about her father, and, he'll never be able to forgive and all that stuff. People always, they have this against fathers, but give me 1 second. I'm going to show you what she said about her mother. Wait, before we get into what she said about her mother, let's hear what she says about him and his mother. Hold on. Watch this.
To say, okay, he's just the way that he is. He'll never able to say certain things. I can't expect things from people that they're somehow not able to give or to say. But I know he also grew up with a lot of lacking a lot of love, I think, from his parents. I know his father passed away, so it's a generational thing. He had a father problem as well.
Yes.
Because he didn't have his father. He had a mother who was very bitter and just tried her best, after World War II. So she didn't have many choices or help at all to emotionally support herself or a child at all. So I know that he does what he can do with what he has, but maybe it's not much. So I have empathy for him and I have compassion, but like 100% forgive, it's still a bit hard for me to do somehow. I don't know, maybe I'm stubborn.
Yeah.
Could be.
Do you believe he loved you?
Watch this. She had to take a sip of her tea.
I believe he has love for me, but I'm not sure if he really knows what genuinely loving a child means. And I also suspect he is a narcissist. So he's very childish. He still thinks, he sees himself as a victim almost 100% of the time. So right. I don't really know if he knows how to love his children.
That right there, that right there, I hear that women say that a lot, especially, when they had, talking about their fathers that they, haven't reconciled with, whatever. Even like women talking about the fathers of their children. They don't give the benefit of the doubt. Like she went to say that his mother, she couldn't help herself. She didn't have this, and she went through things and it affected her as almost like an excuse for her to be the way she was, as a mother, like, and when it came to him, she said, he had all these things, going wrong for him or whatever. But then she went on to insult him, saying he doesn't know how to love. She doesn't think he knows how to love. She thinks he's a narcissist and all that. It's always demonized when we both have the same kind of scenario going on. We both had messed up parents, as men, and messed up parents as women. Women are more compassionate to the fact that women had, the messed up parents and they did the best that they could. They still love their children and all that stuff. I think she touches more on that when she talks about her mother. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, check this out.
I love also my mom to death, even though she made some mistakes in her life that maybe affected me, but I know she's my mother and she always took responsibility for things. She's able to have a conversation with me about many things. Even if I say, look, Mom, don't you think that was wrong or we could have done better here? I mean, she's honest and she loves me unconditionally, and so do I. So I can look past
have you forgiven
things
her?
that I might not like about. Of course.
You told her.
I have nothing to forgive her for.
Did you tell your mother you forgive her for those things you didn't like that she did to you?
Yes, I mean, she never actually did anything intentionally to hurt me. She just was a single mom who also had trouble in her childhood. So she did the best she could, but she was always caring. She always put her kids first. She always even, took responsibility when she saw that she maybe messed up,
And so you apologized to your mother for resenting her for some of the things she did wrong?
I don't know. I mean, I never saw it this way, that I have to ask for forgiveness for feelings I have.
No, you don't have to ask for forgiveness, but you apologize for resenting them because
apologizing.
I'm sorry for resenting you. I realize you couldn't help yourself now. I'm a grown woman. I understand now.
Yeah.
That's a great point that he's making. But you heard her say how her mother was a single mother. She had all these things. She made these mistakes or whatever. And of course I forgave her. Of course this. And she did the best that she could. And she was always this. And she was talking so highly of her mother. She was able to, we were able to say and talk. We had conversations about this. And don't you think that a lot of people, especially women, close off the door, lock it, put a barrier up so that the fathers can't talk and express? And maybe a lot with men, that men can't express the truth about how they feel about what's going on, about what they see, how they interpret, how they perceive. We can't give our take on things because we are straight up shut out. They shut down on us and don't allow us, or they demonize everything that we say. So maybe that's why her father probably wasn't as communicative. I don't know if that's how the word is said. He wasn't communicating as much as his mother probably did, or maybe he did. She just didn't want to hear it. And it's this sense that we don't allow fathers to have flaws and to make mistakes. We destroy them for that. But mothers will make the same mistakes, they can make the same exact mistakes. Everything could be exactly the same, identical, the whole situation. Their parents, the trauma they went through and how they responded and what they did to their kids can be exact same for a man and for a woman, a mother and a father and a mother. It could be exactly the same. All right. But the only difference being one is a mother and a woman, and the other is a father and a man. And people will look at them different. People will judge them different. Will treat them different. Will look at the situation as the father he wasn't this and he wasn't that, but the mother is she just was going through this. We forgive her and all. And I think that's so wrong, and we need to fix that as a people, as a race, as a human race. Not talking about color. That is with everybody, every ethnicity. They all do the same. They do it in different ways. They may do it some a little bit more extreme than others, but it's still wrong. Sin is sin. It doesn't matter who's doing it. Sin is sin. And we need to stop doing that. And I stand up for fathers because I'm a father, I'm a husband, and I have parents. I went through things with my parents and stuff. I forgave my parents. I let them know they received it differently. My mother received it different than my father received it. And that has nothing to do with me. I let it go. I gave the forgiveness. I said, I forgive you. I did that. I did my part. And whether they received it or not, whether they accept, what I said or not, that was on them. And they made their separate choices, And I feel like what I do and how I am shouldn't be worse just because I'm a man, just because I'm a father, than it is for a woman or a mother. I think if we make mistakes, we should be treated the same for our mistakes. And if you're going to be compassionate towards women and mothers for their mistakes and say they did the best they could, they love their children or stuff, then do the same for men, because we love our children too. I love my children. I love all 6 of my children. And everybody who knows me knows that. All right. So let's stop with this crazy narrative and let's stop destroying fatherhood. Let's celebrate it more. Let's celebrate motherhood. Let's celebrate parenthood. We should have a Parents' Day. Maybe we should get rid of Mother's Day and get rid of Father's Day and have a Parents' Day. Or we can have Mother's Day, Father's Day, and have a Parents' Day. Let's just celebrate Father's Day just like we celebrate Mother's Day. All right? Because we both took part in making these children. And there are a lot of factors that break down things. A lot of reasons why a lot of fathers are absent, and I don't condone it at all. I don't respect fathers who are absent from their kids' lives. But there are reasons why. Sometimes it's the mother who's causing that, and we need to stop with all that. We need to stop. Mothers need to stop keeping their children away from their fathers. Their fathers, the kids need their father, just like the kids need their mother. They need both of their parents. All right. And we need to stop with this, putting mothers on a pedestal, but leaving fathers down on the dirt. All right. If one's going to be on the pedestal, the other need to be on the pedestal. And if one's going to be on the dirt, the other need to be in the dirt. However it need to be, they both need to be equally treated, equally loved, and equally respected. All right. This is Vessels TV. I'm out of here. This has been another video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and leave all your thoughts and all your opinions in the comment section. And let me know. Just keep it respectful. Keep it clean. Let's have a civil discussion about this. Tell me how you feel. Tell me what you think. And make sure you go buy some of that merch that I got there in my Etsy shop. The link is down here. It's in the description. And you see a sample of it floating around me. All right. Y'all be safe. Peace and love, y'all. I'm out.